G'day there folks, I'm Beanie and you're watching Beanie Draws. Now I'm getting a lot of requests at the moment to do all different kinds of dinosaurs, which is awesome, thank you very much, keep them coming. It's giving me a huge list of stuff to draw, so there will be no shortage of video tutorials and drawings to give you guys. Now I'm not going to be doing tutorials every other day or every day because they do take a long time to do. So a tutorial takes about 2 hours to record. But then it also takes a very long time to upload, like sometimes it'll take 6 hours just to upload one video. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and have one, maybe two up weekly, and I'm going to call it Tutorial Tuesday. I'll still be doing my other regular videos where, I might be in the mood to draw a dinosaur or something else in particular. It'll only take maybe an hour or two to draw, condense it down to 5 minutes, narrate over the top, 2 hours to upload, and Bob's your uncle. There you go, it's another video uploaded. So just keep in mind that I'm only one man with one pen. Actually, that's a lie, I've got like more than 3. So with that in mind, make sure you subscribe for Tutorial Tuesday and every other kind of day where I might upload randomly. You never know during the week, but I'm going to try and make Tutorial Tuesday for tutorials. So thank you for watching this part of the video, and now to the next part, which will be the tutorial. Today I'm going to attempt to draw Indominus Rex full-bodied in tutorial format, so let's see how we go with that, shall we? I've got a few source images that I'm going to be clicking through. All of them have been taken from the movie, so I am just going to go through the different pictures and put them together to form the best kind of image that I can. So let's start, shall we? To start it off, what we want to do is we want to put some lines to indicate basically where our image will go. So we'll have a line there and a line there. Half the reason why I do this is also just so I know that I'm sticking the image within the picture frame. What we want to do is we want to put in a shape that will basically be the body. So what we're going to do is we're just going to loosely rough in a shape. It's kind of a circular shape. Circular squarish shape, I should say, maybe. And that will be the body. So like that. In that body, we'll also have a shape that will be the leg. So we'll put the shape there. So kind of like that. Now what we want to do is we want to put in a knee. So the knee will probably go about there. Then what we'll do now is we'll kind of put in sort of stick figure legs to start off with. So stick figure, skeleton kind of legs. So we'll put the ankle in there. Then we'll finish off the leg kind of like so. Now this Indominus Rex is walking, so it's going to be taking a step. And I think I've already messed up the proportions slightly, but that's okay. This image may be a little bit of a challenge. We'll just see how we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the other leg right away. So the knee will probably be about there. Its calf muscle will go about there. So the calf muscle. The ankle about there, and then we'll bring it down to the foot. So we'll draw a very, very loose foot there, nothing too spectacular. This leg, I think we're going to erase our stick figure. We won't worry about stick figures. We'll just draw in our loose shapes instead. What we'll do is we'll refine the knee right away. So we'll do it like that. And then we will put in the calf muscle there because the foot is coming up. He's taking a step. Well, she's taking a step because Indominus Rex in Jurassic World is a female. So we'll do it like so. And if you're watching this video along, I just had a thought just then. Because dinosaurs, well, people, even in animals really, there's a big difference between the male and the female of animal species. So I'm thinking that maybe I might draw my own version of what I think an Indominus Rex male could look like, which could be interesting. Let's see how we go with that, I guess. I know that you guys are constantly asking for your requests, which I will get to, and I thank you very much for those. But yeah, just more things to look forward to in the future. Anyway, there's the ankle. We'll put the ankle in there. And that will be like that foot, and we'll do a very, very, very rough foot there. So it's taking its foot, it's going like actually more like that, if that made sense. So it's the steps down, and then it lifts up to take its next step. If that makes any sense at all, hopefully it does. Right, so next we'll kind of refine that shape of the thigh piece. Could you imagine the size of a thigh piece of Indominus Rex? That would be massive. Although, it'd give you plenty of food to live off. Anyway, I digress. What we should do is we'll put in the tail. So we'll draw in a line for the tail. She's got a very, very long tail, actually. From a lot of the trailers and other pictures that I've seen, she looked like she had a kind of a shortish tail. Hang on, I'll let the fire truck go past. Quite a few sirens out there that time. I think they're gone. I might edit that out. We'll see. Anyway, now that they're gone, you should be able to hear me properly. What we're going to do is we're going to put in the tail, putting the bottom of the tail here. It's all going to taper out, and because she's got a very long tail, I am going to change it around slightly. I'm going to make her tail kind of whip around. That's kind of the trick that artists do when they can't fit in a whole dinosaur. They usually just whip the tail around. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah. I was just thinking that I'm getting very close to the edge of the paper, and you usually don't want to do that. I usually put the dots here and here, because I like to give myself about that much room from the image to the paper. From the image to the edge of the paper. But I'm breaking my own rules here, so anyway, we'll put that tail in like that. A whipping tail, tapering out to a point. Another line for that part of the tail. This is very, very rough, loose line at the moment, but it actually looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. Right, so now we put in a bit of a line for underneath the tail, a bit of muscle that would keep the tail flowing around. So we'll put that in as a crow flies past. I'm doing this tutorial during the day and trying to hopefully get this out by at least by the end of the day or the night to fit in with the American time slot for Tuesday, so I can get this as a tutorial Tuesday. I'm going to plan on doing a tutorial every Tuesday, maybe even every Thursday. See how we go, because these videos take quite a long time. But if I put in that other video that I recorded before and I put it out at the start of this video, you've already heard about all this, so I won't repeat it. And if not, well, yeah, you now know that I'm planning on doing a tutorial Tuesday. So anyway, these lines I just drew here, these lines represent the muscles for the thigh of the Indominus Rex. Man, those crows are loud today. We'll do a line here for the pelvic bone. And now is where things get a little bit potentially tricky. Okay. what we'll do is we're curving her body down. She has, her body kind of curves down like that. And it seems that Indominus Rex is a quadrupedal dinosaur to a degree. I've only just learnt what quadrupedal, I think that's how you pronounce it, means, because of people commenting on mine and other people's Spinosaurus drawings. I drew the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, and I also drew one that was just from skeletal references, but apparently Spinosaurus is on, it has very short hind legs and walks around on all fours apparently, which I did not know. So there you have it, science is changing all the time. Anyway, back to Indominus Rex. We'll draw the shape of the body, the torso. It kind of leans down. That's where that procrastinated paragraph that I just said came from, because it's quadrupedal to a degree. Anyway, before we get back there, let's put in the shoulder. The shoulder goes about there. So the shoulder goes about there. We'll shift it up a bit. There we go. Make sure we're still in the frame. We'll put in a line around here for where the elbow will go, and then we'll form that line out. Give it a little bit of a curve, a little muscular curve to the arm. And around here, we'll do a loose line, which might be where its shoulder blade would flow through into the body. And actually, while we're at the body, let's just do some quick rib structure. That crow is very insistent on interrupting me. Oh, hopefully you guys can still hear me. The evolved version of the dinosaur is trying to interrupt my drawing of a dinosaur. That was a lame joke. Right. The forearm kind of goes about there. Make the other part of the forearm go about there, and it tapers in, and then we'll put a little bit of a wrist joint, I'd say, around there. The fingers of the hand can be a little bit tricky, so what we'll just do for now is we will it's actually gotten a bit close to the leg. Actually, let's put the line for the leg there. Can get a bit tricky sometimes when you haven't drawn Indominus Rex all that much. And to be honest, it looks like her arm actually flows up there. I'm trying to get my angles of my lines correct, but that's why we draw this in pencil, so it's not too hard to erase the lines as we work along. Just try not to draw too thick and heavy. We'll draw the arm muscle, kind of it tapers out big into the shoulder joint. We'll draw another arm around there, and how are we going to do the hands? The hands are quite tricky. We'll draw a little bit of a squarish box here, a squarish box here, and then some pointy claws there. These are rough indication lines. We'll refine it out a little bit later. Now what we want to do is we want to put in the neck. The neck will go to about there. It's got quite a thick, strong neck, it looks like. We will do that line to about there. And what we'll do is we will put in a box, a loose box for her head, and then we'll fit in everything else from there. Her head actually seems to have a bit of a rounded oval shape to it. So we'll make our box a little bit oval shaped, but there we go. A loose indication of where the head fits. Make that back of the neck and back of the head fit in better with that head. Okay, now we can erase this line. Just knocked the camera. We'll erase this line because we no longer need the lines going through the parts of the bodies. Okay, what will we do next? Probably best if we refine the shape of the head, I'd say. So what we'll do is we'll draw in the back of the head. Now is where I best search my other reference images because I've got a better source image of her head. Right, so okay, so we're going to draw her jawline like so, a bit of a curve to her jawline, and then we'll curve that jaw out so it's opening to a tip. Her mouth gum line, I guess you'd call it, will go curved down and then out like so. And then we'll draw the top half of the mouth like so, and give her nasty serrated teeth. Kind of like that. And the same with the top of her mouth. Now, because her teeth continuously grow out and continuously regrow, much like a crocodile's, doesn't really matter if we're too exact. Well, that's my rationale anyway. We'll give her a bit of a point at the back of her head that flows down. Okay, now I'll make this source image a bit larger so I know what. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I've messed up slightly. We'll erase that bit of the line. And what we'll do is we'll curve the back of her ear section, I guess, to like that. Has a bit of a triangular shape there for kind of the ear hole, I guess. There's a shape around here, which would be for her eyes. So draw the eye hole shape like that. And because of the shading in this particular source image I'm using, it's a little bit of a challenge, but I think her snout hole kind of goes roughly like that. And we give her the big claw, spiky bit at the top of her head. And we'll give her a bit of well, not a bit of an eye, we'll give her a full eye. I mean, if she went without a full eye, I think she'd be even angrier than what she already is. So give her an eye. And a little bit of a slit for that eye. I'm going to actually shade this right now. I don't usually shade right away, but it might make the head look more like in the movie, because this part of her head's usually shrouded in shadow. So just do that now. Just filling in the shape of the skull. And and then her nose. And the closer I look into this image, it actually appears that that area is actually meant to be the inside of her mouth. So, again, ooh, that was my alarm on my phone. We'll erase this section and just refine it a bit now that I can actually see the image a bit better. So you can, from this angle, we can see the inside of the top part of her mouth. So we'll draw like that. Give her the membrane in between her mouth, and then those nasty looking teeth that would be very painful to be bitten with. Not the biggest fan of how her head is looking, but it'll do for now. Once I've refined it, it should look better. What we'll do is we'll put in the vein for her neck that comes from her jawline and kind of finishes to about there. Actually, no, that's okay. Right, make sure that I'm still in the frame. Yep, good, still in the frame, so I can move her over like that. Now that we've got the basic parts of her done, let us try and refine some more of the shapes and add in details. So along her back, she's got a lot of these spiky, knobbly bits. Dermal, I forget the technical name of it off the top of my head, but they're kind of like those dermal, hard, spiky scales, much like a crocodile. So I'll draw them along her body. Right along her neck, she's got very big ones up this area of her neck. And some more around there. Now I'm going to be doing another video that's not really tutorial-esque, but it's going to be Indominus Rex fighting the Ankylosaurus, because I thought that scene was freaking awesome. So just so you guys know, that is a unrequested but will be made drawing down the track. So I'm just drawing in the last bits of the spikes, or the the spiky, hard ridged scales that flow around her neck, and then we'll just draw in some of those feathered quill quill spike things that she's got on her neck. Do some of them down here, kind of like that. Okay, that makes her look a bit more like Indominus Rex. So it's all about the neck and those little bits of details. If your image isn't quite looking how it should look, just wait until you've got all the extra details in them. It might actually look better once the details that you expect to be there are finally there. So we'll find that area. I think I might have actually drawn her neck a little bit too long. So if you wish to, I won't say criticize because that sounds harsh. If you wish to critique this drawing and give me some feedback, which I do appreciate, like, you know, if you see something wrong with the image, let me know, and it's always good for me to learn from. So, like, I forgot to draw the dew claws on the Tyrannosaurus once, and like I was saying, Spinosaurus was apparently on 4 legs. So I don't mind you guys if you have suggestions or feedback on how I can improve my drawings, because I am not perfect. I am just like all of you guys. I am always learning as well. So let's put in the bits of detail in the back. I'm hoping this video isn't too long. 24 minutes, not too bad, but the longer the video is, the longer it takes to upload, which means the longer it takes for you guys to see it. So I think like that's good. I'm going to put some lines and curves from the neck down, because she seems to have, in this other image that I've got, yes, she's got some rather strong lines that kind of look like an Ankylosaurus's shell. So do some of those strong lines. And we'll do some more veins just to make it look a little bit more organic. To be honest, this drawing is probably a little bit more detailed than my other how to draw videos, which is probably why this is taking so long to do. I'm going to do a line here, which is kind of like the jaw line for the bone structure. I'm actually going to color in here, so it looks like it's 3D and the inside of her mouth. Also, just to let you guys know, if you have Instagram, follow me on Instagram, BEANARTS. I go by Beanie Draws on YouTube, but I go by Bean Arts on Instagram, and that is the best place to, like, I will have these drawings up on Instagram usually long before the video is actually up, because the videos can take 6 to 12 hours to upload. So if you want to see what might be coming before it's out on YouTube, check me out on Instagram. And there'll be other drawings that aren't tutorialistic, just whatever. But anyway, enough of that plug. Let's continue on. Let's refine the lines in her leg. Add some lines around there. I think actually her hind leg is a little bit closer to the front of the body. Bear with me for a moment. I'm just gonna grab another eraser. Okay. What we'll do is we'll erase this line again. That's the nature of drawing. Sometimes your lines won't be where they're meant to be. That's where you change them around. If I was drawing this in felt tip marker or pen, I wouldn't be able to do that. But that's the beauty of drawing your first stage drawings in pencil. So the line was there. The line's actually more like around here. She's got a very strong hind leg. She's built very strongly, because, you know, that's always a good idea, to genetically breed your creatures that are so strong and dangerous that they're more or less uncatchable and unstoppable and can kill everyone very easily. You know, because that's how all dinosaur theme parks should be, with deadly creatures that you can't control very well. Okay, so that's the leg done. We'll do the hands. So we'll refine the fingers. So like that. I'm probably going to do another video after this of the detailing. Not as much detail, but just so I can draw it properly. But I'm going to do the whole thing in ballpoint pen, as I usually do. Draw in that finger and the really long claw. Like, she's got a super long claw on her middle finger. Draw that finger and her thumb, because she has a thumb. A dinosaur with opposable fingers, who would have thought? Well, I suppose I don't know all the dinosaurs of existence, so there might be other dinosaurs out there. It's interesting how in a lot, like she's got the arm quills, which I'm going to draw now, but in all the trailers, I never really noticed the quills in her arms all that much in the movie, to be honest. So I know people made a big deal about, oh, she's got quills and feathers on her arms, but I never really saw them all that much. And you don't really see them. You see the spikes on her neck, but not really the quill spikes on her neck. Or maybe that's just me and my lack of observational skills. Just refining those lines a bit. Next, what we'll do is refine that leg. Oh, actually, we should refine the forearm and the fingers. And the thumbs. So I guess for the level of difficulty of this particular tutorial, I'd say it's more intermediate to advanced, purely because of the actual creature itself, not because of the difficulty of drawing, because I haven't drawn her before. Well, I did draw her once before, and it looked horrible, so I decided to do the video again. Now we'll do the leg, fix it up a bit. The thigh, the calf, the ankle. So we're refining our shapes here. Going to refine that shape. From this other image that I've got of her open, she's got a calf muscle there, and some lines around here that kind of indicate the muscles. And then refine that line. Right, we'll draw the feet. The feet are very challenging, in my opinion. So we'll draw the claw. Draw some padding underneath the toe. Then we'll draw the top part of her toes. And we'll draw some, I'm going to draw some scales right away in the top part of her foot. And those scales along the top of her toes, I'll do that as well. Probably doesn't look right, but actually what we'll do is we'll draw the other toes. That might make it look better. See, I'm very critical of my own drawings, so if it's not up to the standard of what I've done in my other videos, I don't fully like it usually, but still, hopefully you guys are learning something right now. And hopefully I'm not teaching you something the wrong way. That would be horrible. But I think that's probably good enough. I'm sure down in the next weeks and months when I draw her more often, I'll get better at drawing her. But for now, I'll just do it like that. And then for this foot, I'm going to, because it'll be sprayed out, I'm going to draw the nails in first, like I usually do. Then the toe there, a toenail. And her feet her toes don't go all the way up to there. Her toes kind of stop around here. So I'm going to put in the toe, in the individual toes. And she has a bit of a curve here in her foot. So we'll curve it down and then out. It's got strange looking feet. She's kind of got, that was a bit loud probably for you guys. She's kind of got what looks to be emu ostrich feet. If you're American, I probably pronounce that wrong to you guys. You guys usually hear it as emu, but in Australia we call them emus. And yeah, just going to draw in those scales for her toes. Might draw some of the little lines here for the scales for the top of her fingers. She doesn't have. I'll just draw some quick little lines here, very, very lightly, to indicate the tone of her skin. That will be for the next video. I shouldn't focus on that right now. Do a line there for a muscle in her forearm and a muscle kind of there. She's got very muscular everything, really. Like I was saying before about, how she's genetically modified and such. Just doing some extra lines for the shoulder bits and just wrinkles. Put another line there. We're going to shroud this one in a little bit of shadow, just so we'll put both of these arms in a little bit of shadow, just so we know that they're kind of behind her, give a bit of depth. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the idea of Tutorial Tuesday. May not necessarily be on Tuesday, but I'm going to try my best. And depending on how much time I have, I may even manage to fit in a tutorial of some kind on Thursday as well, so I can have a TT. Or maybe like Adventures in Design, another podcast thing that I listen to, they call it 2 for Tuesday, so I might have 2, but yeah, don't hold your expectations too highly. I am but one man. So that's the foot. I think realistically the foot could be a bit shorter. That might be the problem there. Wonder if I should just fit. How much time have we got left on this recording? 36 minutes. Yeah, if I can keep this video to under an hour, hopefully we'll be fine. So what we'll do is I'm going to pull the camera back. Okay, gonna draw in the tail more refined. And you'll notice that the way that I don't draw one strong line. I usually do it multiple little lines, which is why I find drawing in felt tip markers a little difficult, because if you do multiple lines to make one line, it can sometimes not work out as well as you want. I'm going to do some lines here for the muscle. Do that whip in her tail. She whips the tail back and forth. She whips the tail back and forth. Okay, I'll shut up. Do the tip of the tail. Fix that up. Do some spikes along there. She doesn't. I don't know if she's got that many spikes along the back of her tail, but we'll just draw some anyway. And then what we will do, I'm going to refine this line a bit more. I am going to. I need to do something about this foot. It's bugging me. It looks like she's dragging along, and yeah. I am going to redraw this part of the leg. So I'm going to erase it all out. You guys can follow along if you want, but if you don't mind what you've drawn already, you can keep it as is. But I'm a perfectionist, so I'm just going to hopefully quickly, because I don't want this video to be too long. I may have to just time-lapse some of this video. We'll see how we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to draw this a bit faster now. Gonna bring her leg up so the ankle will be more up like here. Draw that muscle in there. Move that line up there. And the muscle for her calf muscle. And then draw that line for that part of the foot, and then the toenails will go about there. The top of her toes will go about there. Yeah, that's looking a bit better, I think. A line there for folds. Okay, I'm much happier with how this one's going. The last drawing I did was horrible. This one is more to my standards, so excellent. I can actually upload this one. So I'll fix up the scales along the top of her toe. Do some scales along there. I may upload this at only 720p just so for time's sake, so I can get this out to you guys as quickly as possible. Some scales along that toenail, or toe I should say. My stomach is telling me I'm hungry because it's now about lunchtime. So I'm going to fix this line up a bit because it's a little bit heavy. And I really should get myself a better eraser. Okay. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to do some very quick, very loose rendering. I'm not really going to have this, I'm not going to explain this too much, you can just watch along, but basically where the shading should be, as opposed to the lighting hitting her body, the shading will, I'm just going to loosely draw the shading in, just to make it look a little bit more with depth, and then later on I will probably go over all of this in ballpoint pen and I will time lapse that. So just making a shadow underneath the tail for depth and three-dimensionalism. Shading under her stomach. A little bit there. We went, oh, too much line there. A bit there. We'll just quickly erase that part. I really shouldn't have drawn as hard as I did around there, because now you can see where I messed up, but it's okay. It's a learning experience. So, darkening it, the lines, the shading around there. Bit of a shade there, because that's where there's a pit. We'll draw a little shade slightly lighter around there. A little bit for her shoulder blade. Very, very lightly over here. Very, very, very lightly. Just dragging the pencil along. Put a bit of shading here for under her neck. Then some shading under this area. A little bit there. A little bit of shading under her jaw. And just a little bit of shading between the folds of her neck. So a little bit like that. And I think that's pretty good. It's probably not the best tutorial out there. I'm sure other people can draw Indominus Rex better than me, but that's not too bad. I'm not going to put too much detail in the head at all. I've already done a tutorial on how to draw an Indominus Rex head, so you can refer to that one if you want to go into extra detail around the head as well. But I think that's pretty good. Hopefully you guys think it's okay too, because I know you guys have wanted a tutorial on a full-bodied Indominus Rex, so I hope that this video has satisfied those desires. I've got so many more videos coming along. Like I've got Pachyrhinosaurus, gonna do a video like this, but for Blue the Velociraptor. I'm gonna do a drawing of all 4 of the Raptor squad together. I'm gonna do a picture of. Well, I'm going to do a video, obviously, because I'm going to be recording this, but I'm also going to be doing a drawing of Indominus Rex versus Ankylosaurus. That is not going to be a tutorial, that's just going to be me drawing. I might do it in tutorial, you never know. I'm also going to be doing a dragon, because I've got this idea for a dragon that I really want to draw. And yeah, just so this video doesn't go any longer, I'm just going to finish it up here. Thank you very much for watching. If you've watched it this far along, I'm just going to pull this out even further. Fit the whole little fitterall in there. Okay. So, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment on your thoughts on if you liked it, if I can improve even more. If you haven't already done so, this is the first time watching one of my videos. Thank you for watching, welcome along, and hopefully this has been enough for you to decide to subscribe. And I think that pretty much covers it. So, yes, hopefully I can get this video out. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to upload. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the subscriptions I've been getting from you guys and all the comments and interactivity. You guys are really awesome. I love it. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Cheerio.